SNP support has peaked. Ruth Davidson launches furious attack after change in Scotland. Ruth Davidson has claimed support for the SNP has reached its peak as the Scottish Tories launch their party conference. Over this weekend, key Tory figures including Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak will pledge their priorities for the Holyrood elections, which are 7 weeks away. Ms Davidson will tell her party conference that Scotland has passed peak nat. The former Tory party leader is not running for re-election as an MSP and is expected to enter the House of Lords after the Scottish Parliament rises at the end of the month. Ms Davidson is expected to say, "Over the last few weeks, something in Scotland has changed. We've passed peak nat and more, Scotland is saying, enough. An SNP majority government, once seen as a nailed-on near certainty, and for so long the outcome almost universally forecast amongst the pundits, now looks much less sure. It's vital that majority is stopped because it's the only way to be certain that Scotland isn't dragged back into another independence referendum when we all need to be focusing on building a recovery from the pandemic." She will also claim, at the last election in 2016 the SNP fell just 2 seats short of an overall majority. That derailed their drive for another independence referendum 5 years ago. And it was achieved because people right across Scotland who wanted to stop the SNP gave their party votes to the Scottish Conservatives. We did it together, and we can do it again. Latest surveys suggest support for the SNP is falling, with the Tories in second place on 23% on the constituency vote and 24% on the regional vote. Scottish Conservative leader Douglas Ross is also expected to announce a tax cut for middle-income families to prevent Scotland from being the highest taxed part of the UK as one of the party's key election policies. Under the policy plans, someone on £40,000 a year would get a tax cut of £126 a year, and this would increase to £1,494 for someone on £50,000. Last night, Mr. Ross said, "One of the announcements I am going to be making is on income tax, and we will, over the course of the next Parliament, seek to restore that parity for Scottish taxpayers with the rest of the UK." It is wrong that over 1 million people in Scotland have to pay more tax than people in the rest of the UK for doing the same job. The party's election campaign will focus on rebuilding the economy and opposing a Scottish independence referendum with the campaign slogan, "End Division." No referendum. Rebuild Scotland. Mr. Ross concluded, the SNP's focus is more damaging, divisive debate on Scotland's place in the UK rather than focusing on our recovery. The Scottish Conservatives will also address the lack of transparency from the SNP-led Scottish Government following the Alex Salmond inquiry. The party has called for the government to set dates to publish two crucial reports. The latest polls show the majority of people in Scotland would vote to remain in the Union in an independence referendum. One survey, conducted for the Scotsman by Savanta Comres, found that 45% of respondents said they would vote yes if the vote was held tomorrow, while 47% said they would vote no and 8% said they did not know. When unsure voters were excluded, 51% said they would vote in favor of the Union while 49% would vote for independence. The poll interviewed 1,009 people aged 16 and over between March 5 and 10. A second poll carried out for the Times by YouGov found that 51% were in favor of the Union while 49% supported independence. The survey of 1,100 people, carried out between March 4 and 8, found that half of people did not want an independence referendum this year. In response, an SNP spokesman said, "Ruth Davidson has been using that same punchline for years, hoping it turns out to be true and then realizing it isn't when the people of Scotland have given their answer in election after election." If it was true, perhaps Baroness Davidson wouldn't be running off to the House of Lords to avoid democratic scrutiny.